All right.
Yes, and what a lovely morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All righty. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning roast. And I'm, of course, Sugar Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, and as you all in the chat can see, we have two new guests today. Always good to have meet new friends here. And we got Mr. Eric Kross
Hello.
and Mr. Robert Livingston.
Hello.
It's Mr. Eric. You're doing was it King's Blade? Right?
King's Blade, the Eldrin Key. Yes.
And, oh gosh, we got Soul. She's saying while you're waiting for Kristen to wake up, take a look at our official merch. That's right, we got Morning Roast merch. And Lola's with us. Hey Lola, says Chris, where's Sam? Well, that's a good question. You should ask him. He did a thumbs up on my link, but he hasn't hopped in yet, so he's probably still nursing that coffee. We got Mr. Will from Creators Outlet. He says, "Hey, Sim's late again." That's right. Yep. Hashtag blame Sim. We got Pops. Yeah, I know he's late. Yeah. So see, this is proof, everybody. When he comes in and he's all like, "Oh, look, Chris, where is he? Where is he?" Let me see. All right. And Mr. Robert, you're doing Bite.
Yep, that's right.
So how much of an inspiration was Street Sharks, by the way?
A large inspiration. It's actually funny. Do we got time for me to go into how this started, or are we just like still getting through the introductions right now?
Well, if you want to, sure, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say no.
That's
because
pretty easy.
It was funny how Bite started, because it started, and I remember it was around late, or it was either late or it was early 2019. Yeah, it was around like early 2019. I remember I was watching Street Sharks with my editor, Mike Stevens. You know, he's also on the book, and I tossed the idea to him of, dude, what if we did an edgy Street Sharks reboot? What would that be like? And he was like, would it have Vin Diesel? And I was like, yeah, of course it would have Vin Diesel. And think about what it would be like, because Vin Diesel originally he was promoting the toys of Street Sharks like back in the day. Mm-hmm. And so we started coming up with this little idea, like a little comic that we were going to do, because a convention was coming up. And I was just like, we should totally do like a gag Street Sharks thing where it's like an edgy reboot, and it's them trying to rebrand themselves in order to come back into the public eye. And we were both writing like two parts of it. He was writing one part, and I was writing like the other part, which was like mostly all the action and gritty stuff. But as I was writing, I was just thinking, damn, I'm actually kind of liking how this is turning out. And I paused on it, and I went back to him, and I was just like, okay, Mike, don't be mad, but I am feeling I want to turn this into its own thing. Because at the time, I was also looking for another comic idea, because I was like, I want to make something that was inspired by like the 80s or 90s like era of super animal teen things. Mm-hmm. And I was already going through a list of ideas for different animals I wanted to use. At one point, it was like space dragons. I was just like, I'll put a pin in that one. It was lizards at another point. It was birds at one point. Dinosaurs were on there, but I thought, dinosaurs are probably overplayed when it comes to comics, because I was looking through it and I was seeing like all these other dinosaur teen books, and I hate to say that was before I read most of them. And then I settled on, sharks. Sharks are cool. Sharks are awesome. And Mike was not enthused about the idea at the start. I had to work. He was like, okay. And I had to like promote it to him and kind of push it on him several different times in the span of like 3 months. We would be discussing ideas for other comics we were doing, like, helping at each other's work. And then I would approach him with Bite again. And every time I would approach him with Bite, it would be like I did not hear any enthusiasm from him. And so like maybe that third promotion time, then he started getting more enthused. I think that was around the time I can't remember who had suggested the idea of the Dread organization invite. I think I came up with it, and then I suggested it to him, and he helped me floss it, polish it up. I can't entirely remember, and I feel like, oh hey, look who it is.
Yeah, he must be done with his coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Late.
Yeah, late.
Yeah.
Mhm. Don't worry, I've already blamed him.
I don't doubt it. It's like it's like you come from blanket.
It's crazy. That was the Simmons on Canadian people time. So Sim, have you seen Bite?
Have I seen what?
Bite, Mr.
Yeah.
Livingston's project.
Yeah, the Tree Shark guy. The Tree Shark comic.
Yeah, the Street Shark.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to remember it. I like the fact they used that.
I didn't say Street Shark. I said Tree Sharks. But yeah, it was funnier saying Street Shark. Yeah.
Let me see if I can bring up some pages or something here I can show off.
No, it was just because I was going into how it originally started out, and I was giving my little story about how at the start we wanted it to be like an actual Street Sharks reboot we were doing as a gag.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually I just started liking the idea by itself, and I pushed the idea on my editor. Eventually he started like really getting into it. It took like 3 months for me to get him into it. And he was like, fuck it, all right, I'm into this idea. I'll help out now. And everything just kind of started kicking off from there. Oh, yeah, you got the image up here. Yeah, you see the 3 protagonists right there. In the middle, you have Warwick. On the left, you have Olivia, who is a crowd favorite. And on the right, you have Truman. All of them form what was formerly known as the Terror Trio. They were created by an evil organization called Dread, which is also, you could say, is a stand-in for Cobra. And, together they were sent out on several missions of espionage, destruction, and biting heads off. It's right there in the name. But eventually, Dread went bankrupt. Surprisingly, these 3 shark people, they managed to get their freedom. And by the time the comic starts up, they are living like as close to regular lives as they can. Warwick there plays a stock game and is a successful businessman. Truman is a cartoonist at some, random animation studio. And Olivia is just in between jobs. She's freelance. She does whatever pays her for the month. But the whole event of the book, what happens is that Dread is coming back under, new management, to say. And they want what is considered their property back, which is them. So they're getting thrusted right back into this old life of violence that they tried to leave behind. And yeah, that's Bite without spoiling too much.
So you can just imagine it with Vin Diesel. We might all be different species of shark, but we're all family.
I guess it was a bad thing I didn't put some Vin Diesel analog in the book.
Yeah.
At the time,
it wasn't that long ago, was it, Sim, that they were playing that clip on Phil's channel of Vin Diesel playing with the sharks?
Yep. Yeah, it was his first gig.
I still remember there was I think it was a week ago or something like that. Street Sharks was trending again. And I'm pretty sure it was because of King Shark in Suicide Squad. And people were going like, oh, if we got King Shark here in Suicide Squad, why can't we have a Street Sharks movie? And everyone was here there talking about Street Sharks. And I'm there looking at the tweets at work, and I'm just thinking, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'd like to see Battletoads first.
Didn't Battletoads come back with that game that no one liked?
Yeah, but they try to bring him back with a more cartoony thing. They
Yeah.
let go of the you could say heavy metal side of it.
Yeah, that was a problem. I heard it was because they had hired like a really fledgling indie studio for that game.
Yep.
And I remember I was at Ground Zero when that shit got revealed, and they showed it off at I think it was E3 last year, and everyone was just going, "What the fuck is this?"
That's not Battletoads.
Yeah, it's because Battletoads. It would be the perfect time for Battletoads to come back because I remember when who was it? I think it was Rash appeared in Killer Instinct, and everyone was just like going ape shit, like, "Oh hell yeah, the Battletoads are back! This means that we're gonna get in the Battletoads game."
Yeah, and another one that would be cool would have been the Biker Mice from Mars. Would be a good concept.
I heard that Biker Mice from Mars has had like such a rocky development over the years because wasn't it that they had like 2 reboots and each time they tried to polish out a reboot it never really turned out well. Like when you look at all the animal teen cartoons we had from back then, it all started with TMNT. Then we had Street Sharks, and we had like Cowboys of Moon Mesa, then Extreme Dinosaurs, all these teams, and yet only TMNT survived. I mean, it makes sense because they were the originals. They were the ones that had all the staying power. But then you look at it and you see like all these properties they had that are just go ahead.
The comic book was real strong before the series. While Bucky O'Hare or all those the comics was not as popular before the cartoon.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So it was short lived as a popularity. Well,
Bucky O'Hare was cool.
While Teenage Ninja Turtles were already famous in a way before they got into cartoons.
That is true because back in the I read the original Mirage run of TMNT, and
they were listening to Metallica, drinking beer, and they're like, wow.
No, it's funny when you realize how when you read that first lineup of TMNT, and in their first run back when they like took on Shredder for the first time, you realize that they didn't have their distinct personalities back then. They were just pretty much the same interchangeable. Because when it was written as a parody of like Daredevil and all that. They were just parodying like all the dark grittiness and everything like that. It wasn't until like I think it was the second volume that they actually did try to change things up and give the characters distinct personalities. But it's funny because that started in such a simple way too. They approached the creator. It was who was it? I know Scott Eastman. It was the second guy, Peter Laird, right? That was his name.
Yeah, Laird.
Eastman and Laird.
Laird. Yeah, they approached them and they were just like, look, if we're gonna keep doing this book, you guys actually need to make the characters distinct. You need to make them stand out in personalities. So I think they said they just looked up like the 4 like foundations of personalities that characters would have, and they just gave it to each of the characters, and that was it. That was it. They just had like the leader, they had the hothead, they had the tech guy, and they had the comedian. It was Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo. It all worked out.
In the original, they were all red, right? The headband, the colors.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have their distinct colors at that point either.
Yeah, they all just wore like red headbands, and they were flat out killing people too. They were legit killing people.
Yep.
Like they were
like Shredder dies in the first time they meet.
Oh yeah, that's at the end of the run. Go ahead.
He returned by popular demand.
Yeah, because they literally blew him up. Like they tossed him off a building because he tried to suicide by grenade with them, and they knocked him off a building and he blew himself up. And watching that happen, I was just like, "Oh shit, that was awesome!"
That was a fun wink at the first Teenage Ninja Turtle movie when you see him like they throw him off the roof into the truck compactor. I was like, that's a nice wink.
I see you lurking in here, Chimera. What do you want? try to take over my Dio room. You over there starting trouble over on your live stream there yesterday?
Yeah, 30K stretch goal, red dress.
No. I did not agree to any of this.
That's the best part.
I mean, that's not what I heard. I heard Chimera was promising to do that.
Yeah.
I was going to walk his dog with a red dress.
Oh, okay.
On live stream. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Okay. I see how it is.
I just woke up. I haven't had my coffee yet, but that's what I heard.
It's always an excuse with you. I never have my coffee. You never have your coffee.
You're not the same until you've had your coffee.
Yeah, you know.
I hope Pale Rider's doing all right, though. I seen that the power went out down in New Orleans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Preston Acevedo said something about.
Yeah, they're having a hurricane on your issue over there.
They degraded it to a tropical storm.
I was wondering what was happening with that.
Dude, we rarely get warnings of hurricanes here. And we got some for the coast area.
Well, I'm on the East Coast. Last time we had a big hurricane was. Oh wait, let's see. Well, I see the comment. Isney Beres another dino book. I'm not half roasting. Oh, I missed that comment.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I think
I don't have a dino book. I just have dinosaur stories in the Tales on an Adverse.
Yeah, it's completely different.
No, it was
Dino Mercs.
I think that goes back to what I was saying about the dinosaur book thing, because I thought there was tons of indie books that had dinosaur protagonists back when I started, because I had read what did I read?
Most people don't even know about Dinosaur for Hire.
Oh yeah, that was one of the books I read. I
really liked that one, and nobody knows about it almost. And I was like, dude, that wasn't fucking Wizard. That guy started those fucking art pages. He was one of the first one to do those art, pages that how to draw comic thing.
Yeah, it's just because I remember reading Dinosaurs for Hire, and honestly, it was one of those books that I felt kind of sadly got dated a bit.
Yeah.
If you read it back then, it was awesome, but now it doesn't. I mean, this is just me personally saying it doesn't really hold up all that well, at least to me.
It was technically like the Expendable, but with dinosaurs back then.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've read that. I've read Rexodus. Rexodus was good. I also read Jurassic Strike Force 5, and I was kind of disappointed with that because I thought that was going to be majorly awesome, and I read it, and sadly it was not as majorly awesome as I thought. And the irony is that the artist I have on Byte in issue 0, Roger Bonnet Martinez, he actually was going to be the artist for volume 2 of that book. And he was showing me because he had all these pages done, and he was showing me pages of what he did and how he did a free comic book day book for it, I think back in 2015. And the free comic book day version he did was actually the most read version of that year. And they just never came back to him for a volume 2.
How many pages is Byte going to be?
Oh, issue 0 is 44 pages long. There was so much that had happened during the development of it. Because originally what was going to happen was that I was just going to do this as an issue 1, and I'm pretty much still bankrolling most of it myself, and I was just going to release it all for free, and then it would have been issue 2 and onwards we would have started doing crowdfunders for. But a lot of different things happened over the year or two we started it. And, one of the sad things that occurred was that Roger here, he can only stay on for the first issue, which is issue 0. We had to renumber things. So he's going to be on here for issue 0 for the artwork, but he'll still be coming back for cover art. And then afterwards, the artwork from 1 to 5 will be taken over by Juan Pablo Massa, who he's done a great job of living up to the zany grittiness of the artwork. So I mean, I've shown it to several of my followers because I was asking people would they mind if there was an art change in the book, and they said that everyone was cool with it. Everyone's just yeah, this looks great, this looks like a good follow up. Because I mean, the only bad thing I said was just the fact that okay, since now we're changing artists in the middle, like before the book is really beginning, we can't pitch it for a while then, because if you're pitching a book, you need to have like the full creative team available from start to beginning. Like they don't like it if you're changing artists in the middle of a book. That's like also half the reason this got rebranded as an issue 0 instead of it originally being an issue 1.
Okay. And how long do we have before this launches?
We're still deciding on a launch date exactly. It's probably not going to be way too far off because mostly what we're doing is figuring out like how we're going to be pricing the perks and the things that we're including in it, because there's 2 more variant covers I'm waiting to come in. One is from Juan, one is from another one of my friends, Jamil Gonzalez, who created the comic Tales of Jasper Gold. And the both of them, it was like I had like so much planned for this, and like so much is already done that is technically already good to go, because almost all the pages on the main book are done. They just need, I think it's like only 4 or 5 pages that need to be inked. And then it's got 2 mini comics with it, and both the mini comics are already done. The first mini comic already has like all its color and everything. It just needs to be lettered. The second mini comic just needs to be colored and lettered, and that's it. It's good to go with the book. And it was, I mean, frankly, I probably shouldn't have done the mini comics with it, but I was more along the lines of I want to give readers the most bang for their buck back, because the big plan was that I want to give people something for free, but I want to give them something that is like big and meaty that will really get them invested into the content and make them want to come back for more.
Yeah, I mean, based on what I'm seeing that you're showing on like Twitter, it looks like there's going to be plenty of action and stuff, lots of explosions.
Oh yes, there's plenty of action. There's plenty of action in the book itself. There is like, that was one of the things I kept like, I had to rewrite the draft of issue 0 back when I first started, because I mean, with one of my friends, with my editor, there was way too much talking in the first draft. Like there was like too much exposition, and I was writing and I was realizing this is not working out. This is not working out. It was what one of my other friends told me. He was like, okay, think of it like this, man. You have 3 shark people, a chicken armor, and a cheetah woman standing in a bar, and they're just talking. You see the issue here, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, you got a majorly good point there. Oh yeah, showing off the artwork of Warwick right there, the proclaimed leader of the trio, the one that has most of his shit together, so to speak.
He's like, office work got a little tiring. I'm relieving some stress. Pulling people up.
I'm relieving some stress with this rifle I found right here. And then you got Olivia, who, like, Olivia is probably half the reason that most of the people started checking out the book, because they think, oh, hey, Shark Girl, this is something I can get into. This is something I get into now. I'm dead serious. That is like, Olivia was like was a major marketing decision in a way, because originally it was going to be like 3. It was going to be like 3 guys. It was going to be like 3 males, but and Olivia was originally just known as Oliver. And eventually I just started thinking, you know what? Let's toss a girl into this mix. But in order to mix it up, because I didn't want it to be like some of the typical dynamics you would see in these teams, where it's just like, the 2 guys are rowdy and then the girl is kind of the calm force between them. I was just like, you know what, let's make Olivia she is the rowdiest, just most vulgar, violent member of the team.
She's the wild card.
Yeah, she's the wild card on the team. She is like explicitly just the dumb wild card who will talk with her guns and her fists first, rather than let everyone else speak. And when it came to like the first Ashcan we released, the top thing I heard was people saying, "Oh, I love Olivia. Like Olivia is my favorite character. Olivia is like the best character to me."
Oh, awesome.
Like,
that was a smart decision then.
oh yeah, it worked out like as well as you think it would, especially with some of the fan art that came in before, which I cannot show on here.
Yeah, I've seen some fan art on your Twitter. I was like, well, I won't share that.
Yeah, of course not.
I don't want to get yeeted off YouTube.
YouTube doesn't want to come in and be like, what is this? What is this?
What is this shark degeneracy? All right, what did I miss on the chat here? Soul saying Chris needs to crowdfund a Flintlock horses and Russian snipers dance comic.
I would read
Okay,
that.
so okay.
I would read that. I would read that.
Give me like a little diesel punk kind of stuff.
There does need to be more Diesel. There's not a lot of Diesel Punk comics, surprisingly.
Oh,
No,
we lost Chimera?
Oh no, that's so terrible. Moving on.
Hey, can you share my screen for a sec?
What's this now?
Yeah, here's the thing that we were talking about. My version of the Dinosaurs for Hire that you're gonna see in the Tales from the Adverse.
Oh, that looks freaking sick.
So you're gonna have like the T-Rex guy. You have a mammoth. I know he's not a dinosaur, but you'll get why they call the primals. And you have the Pteranodon, and you have the Triceratops.
Nice.
No,
And I'm not making a book out of them. They're just mercs in the verse.
that reminds me of something. I could share my screen on it too. Just let me find it.
And I also have shark people.
Hey, that's what. Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking with
There you go.
Portal.
I'm not gonna show more. I'm only gonna show this image. There you go.
There we go.
Because I haven't showed him much, but he shows up in the first book. And that's fulfilling right now soon.
Oh, that looks sick.
So his name is Gillian, and as you can see, he's not small. You can see Nat just in front of him, like, "What's up?"
Wait, I'm looking for this image right here that properly sums up.
So I did like when Chris showed me your book Bite. I'm like, "What's that?" Like when he says Bite, I'm like, "Is that going to be another gay vampire thing?"
Okay.
I'm sorry, like Twilight thing, Bite, like Bite. Yeah. And then he shows me the thing, and I'm like, "Oh, it's sharks." Like, that's interesting. And it has a cartoon vibe to it that I like. So
you thought wrong at the start.
You were wrong.
But yeah. Now if you say, "Hey, here's a shark comic called Bite," it doesn't have the same effect as "I have a comic called Bite," and you're like, "No."
We got Arcade Burns with us. Hello, sir. He says Dinosaurs for Hire was only known for the video game. It really was a dumb book with a bunch of political jokes.
And that's what it ended up being. Yeah.
Yeah, he is right. He is very, very right.
Like they tried to start like I think a short story, like an actual story, but it didn't last. Like it really just it started by being like jokes on the side. They tried, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't stick.
We have Joe Ball with us. He's telling Soul thanks for backing his book, and he's saying hey to the chat and panel. Yeah, please do go check out everybody. Death. It's on Indiegogo. I gotta get Joe. If nothing else, I'll set up a special stream and we'll have Joe on.
Awesome. Wait, let me just. Oh yeah, about the dinosaur thing. Let me share my screen real quick.
All right. Soul said her gun looks kind of like a hairdryer on this picture.
All right, yeah, right here we have these guys are known as Quad Damage. They actually appear as the antagonists in the first mini comic.
Did you hit the share button?
Oh, did I? I'm pretty sure I did.
Because I don't see.
I didn't hit the entire thing. Okay, wait. All right, I don't need to hit share audio. Okay, is it good? Is it showing now?
Let's see. There we
There.
go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these guys here, they're known as Quad Damage. They are they're actually the antagonists of the first mini comic. But what wound up happening is that after I worked on the first mini comic with David Bath Gallard and I got colored by Sky Sunny MQ, I was really liking their designs. Because as soon as he started showing me the concept art, I was just thinking, oh damn, these are really good looking. These like kind of guerrilla warfare dinosaurs. So I was just thinking, I wonder if there's something else like I can do with this. And I guess this isn't probably this is as good as the time as any to reveal this, but me and another writer friend of mine who goes by the screen name Ronan, and we're working with an artist named David Mong Batista, and we are working on like a free web comic version that will star these characters. Like after what happens with the events of the mini comic.
Okay.
We're already halfway through in writing it. We've already got like plenty of artwork coming in. The only thing that's changing is that instead of being known as Quad Damage, they'll just be known as Damage. And that's what I'm sharing about them.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I like the whole like it's got kind of like the 80s influence with like Street Sharks and all that stuff.
Yeah, I did manage to make Street Sharks and Extreme Dinosaurs.
and it looks like it's going to be a lot of action, which is definitely good because, like you said, like the idea of like having these kick-ass shark people and they're not like, biting people's heads off or shooting things or doing stuff like that. It's just like you're wasting this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Oh, we got Mr. Feed. He's asking what Diesel Punk is. Arcade Burns is answering him. All right, let's see. Arcade Burns says it turns out the sharks sparkle when they kill people. That's right. We got Craves Out will say and gay vampire in a red dress. Shut up, Craves Out. Be quiet. You need to hear all that. No red dress talk here. What else we got here? Arcade Bird says, what was weird was Dinosaurs for Hire was supposed to be a Fox Kids show. It must have fallen through.
They were... Oh yeah, the Fox shit. Oh yeah, the Fox Kids show. Fox had like a lot of comic properties as shows back then.
Yeah. I
remember when they had Big Guy and Rusty.
Yep.
And I recently did actually read the book for that, and I was thinking, damn, this is way more violent than the show.
Yeah, dude. When they announced the show, I was like, what? I knew the book, right? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, because when you read the book, you see the first thing you're getting introduced to is like this giant kaiju stomping through a city and like drooling goo that is like mutating people.
It's like saying like, hey, there's this new Saturday morning cartoon for kids that's starting called Sin City. Exactly. Like see the reaction? You just went like, what? And they dumbed it down so bad that it's good for kids. Like I enjoyed watching Big Guy and Rusty with my kids, but it's nothing compared to the actual book, which was
they had to like kind of roll with things when it came to the show because the book there was only one book of Big Guy and Rusty, which I really hate. There was only one book.
Isn't there two?
Was there two? I think they had I think there was a smaller book with it. But they mostly just had that first adventure, and then Big Guy kind of disappears in cameos.
Okay, because I got the two original issues right here, giant size.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just didn't read the second one then, because mostly what I remember was them like fighting that big giant kaiju monster.
Hold on, let me hook up my camera.
Soul's telling me that he had the first sports reference in like forever, and I missed his intro. Fix it. All right. Oh, where is it? Okay, welcome to the Morning Roast, where we have a combo that you won't see often outside of the NRL. equals rugby. It's Knights and Sharks. Good morning, Chris, Eric, Robert, and Chad. Their soul. Jeez. Being a diva this morning. Oh my. Have you seen this bite book, Chimera?
Do what?
You aren't even listening, Chimera.
No, my internet cut out. I was gone for like 5 minutes. What?
I said, have you seen this bite book before?
Fight book or bite book?
Bite.
Bite. The shark book?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of good. It's there's no fur, so you can't say it's a furry book. So that's a plus. There's one image that looked a bit. I'm gonna go to the campaign because there's one image. It looked a bit like Battle Chasers, in my opinion. I mean, pull it up.
Oh yeah, those are the two books. I see it right there. Which one was the second one? The second one is the one with him with big guy on the cover, right?
Hang on, my dog's whining.
Sim, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first one with the back cover. And, you open up.
Oh, yeah, I remember that show.
You see that's not for kids.
Yeah, that book went 0 to 100 really quick in its intro.
Yeah, I remember seeing that show. Yeah, I remember the intro.
Issue 2 was that one, and that's all you have.
Yeah, the artwork was really... I like how detailed the artwork was.
Then they went and did this one.
Oh yeah. Like Frank Miller occasionally would put like cameos of big guy in his later books.
Yep.
If you share my screen, you'll show what I was referencing. This looks a bit like Joe Mad, just in my opinion. I kind of like it.
Oh yeah, the cover by Avenged Dog.
Yeah. Because I was just remembering when Sim said, or someone said, all CG books are basically just Battle Chasers or whatever. Like, really? And then the more I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, kind of. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you ever watch Street Sharks? Because I freaking loved that show when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I love Street Sharks.
And awesome.
I had some of the toys and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I had all the toys. I had Jab, Slamu, I had Streaks, Ripster.
Yeah, weren't you talking about Extreme Dinosaurs too with me last time?
Yeah, fuck yeah, Extreme
Robert
Dinosaurs.
brought it up earlier.
Yeah. Extreme Dinosaurs had the best theme song.
Extreme dinosaurs. Let's fossilize them.
So this is how you know how young they are.
I remember going back and rewatching Extreme Dinosaurs with Mike, and the episode we watched, it was the fact that it started out with like them wanting to raise like a baby chick they found, and it ends with them stopping a freaking nuclear missile. And they stopped the nuclear missile by tying a rope to like the tip of the missile. And I think they like fly up, so I think it was like the exhaust runs out or some shit. It was just a really weird episode. And in fact, the entire show was just weird.
The 90s in general.
So now in the chat you have Arcade Burns. The 90s was great time for indie comics, getting TV shows and movies. The Tick, Sam and Max, Cyber 6, Big Guy, and The Mask. Yeah, that was freaking sweet. There was a big we had the Wildcats, we almost had like Cyber Force and a whole bunch of different things. But then something happened to 2D animation. It's like they all quit.
Yeah, everything's CGI now.
You have creator outlet going Big Guy and Rusty Rule, but he brings back the Cadillac and Dinosaur was awesome. That's another underrated series. Cadillac and Dinosaur, that was awesome.
The cartoon for that was
the comic book, and a lot of people didn't know it was a comic book, but it's called Xenozoic, the original comic, and you can find a collected edition of it, and it's freaking amazing. It's by Schultz.
I see
the art is gorgeous. I have it right here.
I see someone mention Dinosaurs. And Dinosaurs was another thing that was, I did like Dinosaurs.
Look at this.
I just hate what eventually happened to Dinosaurs.
This is the origin of Cadillac and Dinosaur. Xenozoic by Mark Schultz.
Oh, that looks badass.
The art is freaking gorgeous in there. It's all black and white. But
Did they change the name to Cadillac and Dinosaurs, or like
they changed it? They changed it for commercial purpose with the cartoon, then the video games and stuff like that. But this is the original title, and this is the original full run.
That is amazing.
Look at this, Chimera. Look at this. He says Dragon Ball Z sucks.
Okay, whoa. That's the only Dragon Ball that don't suck.
Whoa, Sam, you get out, Sam.
Dragon Ball. Hey, hang on. Dragon Ball.
Original Dragon Ball's
I
amazing.
fucking knew I was gonna trigger him.
Where's my mute button? I'm about to ban you.
Right next to the Leaf Studio that you have to put that sticker on so you don't press on it.
That's true. I do. Because I keep leaving.
You keep leaving instead of stopping the stream.
Leaving my own stream.
Yeah, so Soul said in the chat something about Dragon Ball. Am I known for talking about Dragon Ball too much?
So saying Sam has so many thick books. Dude, you have no idea.
I don't know. I don't feel like you do. Chimera.
Yeah, I have no idea. But Dragon Ball was great.
Well, yeah,
In my opinion, it's better than Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, see?
Dragon
One
Ball
thing we can agree
sucks.
on.
What?
One thing me and Chimera agree on.
What?
Yeah.
That Dragon Ball was better than Z.
Yep.
You two are high. You're both
I
high.
know, right?
You're both high.
It's like,
You know, I was starting to like you, Robert, but you keep it up and you're going to be out. You and Sim could go start your own stream.
Fine, whatever. I'll go start my own stream with blackjack and hookers.
Dragon Ball Z is fine.
never
It
go
just
full
gets
Yoshi.
Just Dragon Ball Z is fine. It just gets up its own ass with power levels, and everyone getting death doesn't mean anything anymore.
God, dude,
Dragon Ball was what started that trend. Dragon Ball Z.
And Dragon Ball is
Dragon Ball
nothing but
Z.
a little boy
Yeah.
trying to get an older woman, followed by an old drunk.
That's
So
what
my
Dragon
childhood,
Ball is.
basically.
Yeah. Now, but to be honest, I saw that Dragon Ball Z first, so going back to watching Dragon Ball after that was not a thing.
I watched Dragon Ball first and then went into Z. So I had the complete experience going through.
Oh, so they have no excuse then. Okay, got it.
I watched Dragon Ball Z.
I thought it was maybe because I got to watch Dragon Ball Z before, but since you follow and you still agree with me, so then they have no they okay. Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Z first, then I watched Dragon Ball, and I like it more. So there you go.
Yeah, but you're a 15-year-old kid. We all understand that.
Yeah, I know. I'm 15 years old, and I sound like I'm 40.
Yeah, Stephen Rifty. That's right. Dragon Ball. That's right. Yes.
I didn't realize this was such a heated
Why is it
topic.
called Dragon Ball? Isn't it supposed to be Dragon Balls?
No,
That's
it's
number one.
just Dragon
That would be
Ball.
too. No, that would be too weird.
No, it's just like
Yeah. What
fuck.
general?
I forgot because there was like a reason for that. All I'm thinking about was how Dragon Ball Evolution happened, and Dragon Ball Evolution was so terrible it convinced the creator to come back to the series.
Wasn't the reason why it started with one Dragon Ball, and then they added the other ones? Wasn't it how it
No,
happened?
there was always multiple Dragon
Okay.
Balls.
Yeah.
It was always like half the thing that they had to find the Dragon Ball so they can get the one wish, and oh man, if you think about it, a lot of people always die in Dragon Ball. Not just the main cast, but
Bulma wanted her boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering. Just think about how many times in Dragon Ball, like they literally killed off like half the freaking planet.
Yeah, so I found there was some shitty Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z live adaptation. If you share my screen, Chris, I'll show you. Yeah, it was made in Taiwan in 1991.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen this.
It's not worse than the American one.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly better than evolution, which is evolution is a 0. This would be like a 2. So there you go.
At least they got
already,
at least they got Yoshi, right?
Yeah,
I already like Roshi there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep telling you, the only reason why they like it is Roshi.
I personally don't think that they could ever adapt Dragon Ball properly for live action. That's just my opinion, but
Yeah.
I just feel like it can't be done.
YouTube. Isn't there a couple of YouTube videos during like the Cell Saga where some college students did it? I feel like I saw that and they did a pretty damn good job.
All right, I'll have to check that out myself because every time when you say Cell Saga, I'm just thinking about everyone that does all the parodies of that.
I've seen a couple of like fan live action films. Like there was one about Trunks seen on YouTube, but I didn't really watch it that much.
Yeah, I didn't realize having Trunks as your favorite character was a big deal as well. I said that one time and people got mad at me. I'm like, why?
Why is having Trunks as your favorite character?
Because he's the edge lord emo and
it's the sword, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the sword and the jacket.
It's totally the sword. It's
the sword. I'm just not a fan of him myself, but he does seem very popular.
Doesn't he sparkle during the day?
No, what the fuck?
Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z? I feel like you don't.
He literally pulled a Terminator. Like that was like Trunks' thing. He pulled the Terminator.
I like the fact that those two got triggered and the other ones got the joke and they just started laughing.
he came back in time to
they split the battle in half.
What is going on?
No, it's just, don't you remember he came back in time to do oh shit, I actually forgot why he came back in time. He came back in time to like get rid of Cell or some shit.
Didn't he come back in time to save freaking Goku from a poison or something?
Something like that, yeah.
He was Goku was dying, so he comes back to save him.
Okay, there's like a lot of Dragon Ball Z I don't remember.
Yeah, this is a Dragon Ball stream now. So
and me, to be honest, like I never watched the full Dragon Ball Z until they came out with the Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was the abridged version.
Well, technically,
they cut out like it's a shorter version because they cut out like half an hour per, like 25 minutes per episode.
Was that the one that they showed on like Nickelodeon?
Charging a fucking energy ball for 3 episodes. They reduced that to 5 minutes.
Yeah, and there is an abridged version, but it's on YouTube. It's like a parody. When you said abridged, I got confused. Yeah, Dragon Ball Kai was like a realistic version of Dragon Ball where there's not 4 hours of charging up energy.
or standing there for no reason, so they cut that out. And then you have the abridged version, which is hilarious, by Team 4-Star on YouTube.
Yep, fantastic.
And if you like that, go watch the Hellsing abridged. It's the best thing they ever made.
Oh man, we really derailed back into Dragon Ball.
Goes beat up Naruto.
Right now,
my ears are literally depressed. I was about to like depress everyone with the dinosaurs thing briefly because I saw someone mention dinosaurs. Now every time I hear dinosaurs, I was just thinking, oh man, I remember dinosaurs. But then I remember when it came back as a comic under like Lion Forge, and how they fucked that up so horribly. I was pissed. It was literally what turned me off of like the Lion Forge publisher when I saw what they did to dinosaurs. Because like they bring back dinosaurs and they bring on an artist who cannot draw dinosaurs. They completely messed up like the entire storyline. It was just, in fact, I think I have a picture of it on my screen, on my thing here real quick. I don't even care if this is like going to impact me for some jobs in the future. I don't give a shit because I hated this so goddamn much. I hate this so goddamn much. Let me just share the screen right now.
All right.
Okay. This here, you see this?
Yeah, I see it. They're dinosaurs.
This is just, oh my god. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I have no idea what they were thinking with this, bro. Like that's supposed to be Genghis
What the-
Rex.
What?
Yeah, just take this in. Just take this in. You know, this is Dinosaurs. This is Dinosaurs on the Lion Forge.
Hmm.
All right, that's enough gawking at that.
That hurt.
Yes, it hurt. It hurt. It did
That
very
hurt.
much hurt.
There you go.
It was something that it was like one of the few times I was legit mad at a publisher. Ooh, what's that?
Samurai
Samurai
Dinosaurs by Mike Murphy. It's an indie book.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Salmon Dim. Yep.
I didn't get that one.
You want it?
Why, you don't like it?
No, but if you pay me, I'll send it to you.
And keep it. I'll get it when it gets available again. Damn.
I got my copies.
There's
But you're also doing another comic as well, aren't you? Was it Tom and Artie?
Oh yeah. What I mean, yeah, Tom and Artie is like one of my projects I started before Bite. It was actually where I met my artist for Bite from, because I brought him on briefly to do like artwork for it on side stories with that book. But it was more developed as a web comic, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It's like no, it's just like I'm feeling bad right now because I'm talking all this and Eric hasn't had a chance to talk about his book much.
I forgot it's a wraparound cover.
You're good.
This is by Kelsey Shannon.
I was going to say, what? Eric is not working on the same book? Well, hi, Eric.
But usually I try to do like the first hour one person and then the second hour another person, you know,
Oh, okay.
or something like that. So I was trying to get through all your stuff and then transition to Eric.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I forgot about him, even though he's quiet over there.
I am.
And so,
I get more than anything else.
Sol is giving you praises, Camara, by saying, I have to applaud Camara for showing a book by a good people instead of falling back into Dragon Ball again.
Why would you bring it up, Soul? You brought up the D word. He's gonna start.
Because you want to drop them balls.
You gotta drop them balls.
What are you doing here, Barry?
I just popped in. I seen a link and I said, "Oh, I'll pop in and cause trouble." Yeah. You gotta forgive me. I'm still jet lagged, even though I didn't fly. Is car lag the thing? Does that happen?
Yeah, for me it does.
Yeah,
Does-
12-hour trip. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah. It was 12 hours there. Spent 3 days, or spent Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and woke up Sunday. New York.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if it's an actual question or a pun, but does your Battle Chasers Night King's Blade comic also have humanoid shark and dinosaurs in them?
Is that right?
As long as there's no werewolves, we're good.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, hey, Katie's here. So what's up? She's finally back and even has internet. Hey, Chris and Sim and guys. Chris, did you already team up with your gay's dad to wear that red clothes? No, he's not my dad. Oh my gosh. Have you heard about that, Sim?
I heard that Red's been trying to get your mom on a date.
Yeah. I don't know why.
It was.
Like, I didn't think Red was that old.
I don't know. He's trying to take her out to lunch. Now he's calling himself Papa Gaze.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
He wants to
Well,
call
they-
him Daddy.
But now you have to change your name to Sugar Gaze. He's gonna be your stepdad. Sugar Gaze.
This is the stuff I'm gonna put
We're gonna start calling him Big Red.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, I'm that's it. I'm done. I'm transitioning over there. I'm done with reading the chat. We're moving on.
You're done by you're done getting bite.
Right, listening to these shenanigans.
Oh, it sounds like someone's sad.
It's just tiny bites after tiny bites. Come on, it's not that hard.
I might go back to him later. I don't know. He's in timeout. Mr. Eric,
Yeah.
would you give us the pitch for Kingsblade?
So I try to embody the rule of show, don't tell. So there's zero narration in the entirety of book one, which in total is like 150 pages or more. There's only 2 actual conversations between characters. So a lot of it is fragmented storytelling and cryptic hints. As an example, and spoiler alert, if you scroll down to some of the pages, you'll see Alec talking with Henrik, and Alec is the one in the red robe. Well, he's in a crimson robe, so red, and then Alec means herring, so red herring. So you can put together that there's something not quite right about him. So little subtle hints like that to kind of tell the story. And then another example would be, and I don't have the images obviously yet, but when we first get introduced to Henrik, we're going to see him with a burlap sack on his head and blood around the mouth area. And then in his cell, there's rats feasting on a hunk of meat. So if that's not enough, then later, when he defeats a certain enemy, he absorbs their memories, and this enemy was actually there when his tongue was cut out. So we'll see Henrik between the blades of the shears, because the shears are in the foreground, Henrik will be in the background. So you put all those pieces together, and we know that he got his tongue cut out without me actually having to say that he got it cut out.
So you're putting emphasis on the visual storytelling more than the.
Yeah, I'm trying to do as little dialogue, and there will be a lot more dialogue in like later books, but in the first one, it's a lot of the world building and stuff like that. So I wanted to keep it really minimal.
It can't. From what you're telling me, my first thought is, for something to be like, was it Dark Souls?
Yeah,
I was thinking that
very
too.
influenced by Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls.
I was thinking that the entire time too. I was just thinking like, that's a very Dark Souls narration style.
Yeah,
I love it.
yes.
I never beat Dark Souls 3. It was too damn hard.
I'm currently on Dark Souls 2.
I've platinum Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, I've mastered Dark Souls 1, but that's
My bro
because
finished all of them.
Chimera, do you need one of us to jump in your game and help you beat it?
yes, please be summoned as a phantom and help me.
What do you have it for? PC?
I remember stream it.
PS3.
Play, stream it, and people will come and help you.
Oh, okay. They'll help kill me as red phantoms.
Or you'll have me and Chris trolling your chat.
I would help you and then kill you afterwards.
Dodge.
I do have to warn you. I max out the pyromancy. When you have ascended pyromancy, you can pretty much just fuck up everything.
Are you one of those?
I just do a strength build.
Yeah, I just ran around in the Fat Man armor.
I just do a strength build in like a big club or sword, depending. I usually just like tank damage.
Wait, Chimera, are you one of those people who was always abusing the game, and he would do that that glitch where your guy would like put his hand into their chest and then it would just like insta kill them?
Yep.
What?
No, I didn't. No, I think that's called the dark hand or something. Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, it was some sort of like glitch or something that involved like pyromancy, I think, or something like that. And they would just walk really slowly up to you, and then it would like cause like something. They jerk their hand into you, and it would cause like a glitch, and it would one shot you.
No,
Camera can't beat the slot night. in Dark Souls 3 because it's too fast for him.
I actually never fought that boss. I only defeated like 2 bosses, and then I gave up after Dark Souls 3.
Jolly cooperation.
I guess I should play those games. I have them all, but I've never bothered to play them. I don't know.
I got super addicted to Bloodborne.
I only
Bloodborne
played
was
the
a good
third one.
Okay. So since we all went into like a Dark Soul like tangent,
Yeah, let's get back to
let's
the
go
book.
back to the book. So what else can you tell us about the book, Eric?
Well, so there's a lot of backstory that exists prior to like the Eldrin Key book one releasing, and it's all surrounded by moonfire, which is not only a magic but a parasite. Now, King Nidus fell in love with his brother's wife and was a little too pushy. So then he got really upset when he found out that they got pregnant. So he infected her with a magically enhanced version of the moonfire parasite. The reason it's called moonfire is it during nighttime is when it's most active, especially at different stages of the moon, and it superheats your body and you just burn out and die. So that's why it's called moonfire. But he magically enhanced it so that you couldn't get rid of it, and he infected Henrik's mother with it, because if he can't have her, no one can.
It's technically like a spin off the auto combustions. I like it.
And then when death came, he reached into the womb and he closed Henrik's eyes. So Henrik is blind, born blind. But then as he was about to take Henrik, his father, Lord Beric, stabbed Death through the back, which obviously isn't going to kill him because it's Death. But it staggered him and made him drop his scythe. He used a scythe, he killed Death, and that caused the event of the Undying. So for hundreds of years, nobody could die. If you were sick, you stayed sick the entire time. And obviously that would drive people crazy after a while, especially those that were sick. Mm-hmm. And everyone just went mad. And eventually Henrik's mother began to hate Lord Beric because she wanted to die. She was one that was sick because of the moonfire parasite. And so she wanted to die, but she couldn't because of the Undying, and she blamed him. So he had her locked away because he was sick of hearing her, scream at him and condemn him. And he didn't want Henrik growing up listening to that. So he locked her away, and in her isolation, she transformed into this moonfire beast, but her consciousness was still there. So she released herself from the beast, and in doing so, she released the magic form of moonfire into the world. And so the only way anybody can actually die now is through moonfire, which further corrupts them.
I like everything that this man has just said.
Yeah, the art is really good. Are you the artist?
No, Cornerstone Creative Studios, Jesse Hansen and some people he worked with did the artwork.
Is this like a one artist job, or is this like, are you going with sketch artist, inker, and then the colorist?
There was a penciler. Jesse Hansen himself did the inking. There's a colorist and a letterer. So 4 artists.
Oh yes, good.
Oh, hey, Hex is here. Hey, Hex.
Yeah.
Any questions in the chat? Make sure I didn't miss something. Okay. Good. I'm liking. Yeah.
How many pages is this going to be?
Well, originally it was over 150 pages, which would be very expensive. So I broke it down into like 4 parts. So part 1 is going to be like 35 pages.
Okay.
Very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, 150. Ooh, that would have been pretty expensive to do.
That would have been like another year before it actually came out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do books like that where it's like 100 or 200 pages. and it takes like a good year or a year and a half before the book like would finally ship, depending on what they got during the campaign.
So in the pages you're seeing right here, there's something that's probably not translated well, but in the very first panels, those little goblin creatures,
Mm-hmm.
that wolf right there, that's the same thing. The little goblin creatures, they're all innocent and look weak and like not really a threat. They transform into that hulking hyena-looking mutated hound.
Oh shit!
You always need to never relax around goblins. just like what the Goblin Slayer taught us.
It's like that meme I see where it's like, remember that kid that got from kid you bullied in high school? This is him now. Let's see. Yes, hello, Marinus. I see you now. I see you in the chat. I'm acknowledging you. Go back to your dungeon. Let's see. So it says he digs it. Awesome.
Thank you.
Katie's telling me to acknowledge Marinus, or she banned Red from dating him. Okay, never mind. I do not acknowledge Marinus anymore. Banish him from my side. God, I don't need Red messing with my mother. Yep, Sim's back.
Yep.
I'm having internet problems too.
Yeah, it just kicked me out. It just kicked me out, and starting buffering the web page as soon as I asked my question. So I heard the 35-page thing, and then was done.
And he said he was breaking it off into
35 page.
Yeah, chunks.
Part one is going to be roughly 35 pages.
All right, and let's see. To get it, we've got all these tiers here. We've got $5 will just be the digital, yeah. Okay. Silver.
So in the way like the campaign is written here, the intro is Hi, I'm Buckethead. So the story behind that is Buckethead is this goofy character who wears a bucket on his head. He's a clumsy fool, but at the same time, he's probably the most powerful character in the entire universe. And so he's kind of like my mascot. So in every single story that I come up with, he's there somehow.
So he's like your drunken master in there somewhere, or the monkey lord or something, the monkey king. Yeah.
Yep.
Got it. This from what you're saying, it does sound very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to have that kind of grimdark medieval kind of fantasy setting.
Yeah, dark fantasy.
And it also gives me a bit of the vibe of what is it, Goblin Slayer? Mm-hmm. When you see him, like he seems to be very dominant character, like so it kind of gives me that little vibe.
I just wish things would start happening in Goblin Slayer again.
I did. When people were telling me to watch it, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. That first episode sold me.
No, it's just like I watched it and I read the manga. Mm-hmm. I read everything that had to do with Goblin Slayer, and I liked it, but I was a little bit half disappointed on like the direction they went, because when you start it, you think it's going to be like some kind of dark fantasy where the whole intro of the thing with the adventurers was just kind of a ruse, and it's a pretty fucked up world. Yeah. But when you start getting into it, it's kind of, it doesn't go there, and they kind of lighten up on the elements they showed off in the beginning. It's still violent, but it gets like a lot more light-hearted in a way when he gets along with his party, like when he gets a party.
Yep.
And also I didn't really like some of the harem themes in it, because he's got like 4 girls lusting after him now, and Goblin Slayer has like the personality of a freaking wet plank.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had. I haven't gotten super far into Goblin Slayer, so I didn't realize they were all like chasing after him now.
Oh, and he's got like Wait, he's got like sword maiden, cowgirl, priestess. Well, I'm not sure. I'm
Oh,
not sure
Lord.
if priestess and elf archer count, but they count to some people.
Let me see. We've got, let's see. Mr. Feed says Buckethead / Pyramid Head. Oh my, he's liking it. Mr. Steven says, can't wait to get a copy myself, Eric.
Thank you.
Let's see. So I see here for your silver digital, you've got a page of the Tattered Journal. You want to explain to folks what that is?
Okay, so the Tattered Journal here, there's only going to be 5 of them physical copy. So what this is there's a character in the story, and this is their journal. So it'll be handwritten from their perspective, and it will detail some of the backstory surrounding the character, the world, and stuff like that. But there's like 25 pages total of the journal. And being that there's 5, there will be 5 pages ripped out of each journal, and never the same pages for 2 different journals. So the idea is the owners of the 5 journals come together as a community to unlock the full story. And so for like the digital tier, I would give a digital copy of one of the pages. So it builds community interaction to unlock a little more of the lore and the world and everything.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. Let's see the next tier here. Oh, now we got a gold digital. Like it's 3 pages. Okay. And then to get yourself a physical copy is $20. Okay, so we've got the bronze, silver, and gold for the physical tiers as well. Okay. Oh, you can get a custom-made T-shirt. That's pretty cool. So I see the shirt has it says an image on the back. What's the image on the back?
That is actually the back. The front is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the front is
The
the
crest.
King's like title logo that would go like right here on the left chest.
Oh, okay. Okay. And the gold physical tier. It's the shirt, a digital physical copy, a bronze token. Oh, and a page from the journal. And that's the token there.
Yep. Well, and the bronze token is like a representation of a smaller package. So like I believe in this case the bronze token would be everything in the gold physical tier, plus you would get like the silver digital tier bundled in with it.
Okay.
So yeah, like right there, bronze token, digital copy, randomly chosen page from the Tattered
The
Journal.
custom T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, then what's this? The legendary tier. You get 2 copies of the physical novel, a custom trading card, and a custom print of Henrik. Oh, wow. Nice. And then the silver. Let's see, you get a holographic Henrik card and a fractured token. What's the fractured token?
Fractured is digital copy and then of the novel and then digital artwork.
Am I back?
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
we
Okay,
hear
thank you. Yeah. Everything froze for a few seconds. I'm like, keep going. Sorry.
You're good. That was it.
I'm not in limbo. I'm good. I'm happy.
And that one comes with this guy, Shadow Henrik.
Let me just go for. There we go.
A little pushy.
Look at that. Yeah, that's neat.
That's cool.
Guy.
Awesome. And you get everything from the 4 as well. Yeah.
I'm probably going to pick up a copy alone.
Moonfire collection. Look at all that.
So the Moonfire collection actually, I believe, is the start of where you get the physical tattered journal. And then there's a skull room within the story, and there's Elder Futhark runes carved into the skulls of criminals. And so hidden within that, I would actually like carve your name in there if you had the Moonfire collection tier.
Okay.
Get your name added to it a little bit in there.
Nice. Yeah, it's a nice little addition. And then the real big tier, the Umbral collection.
The bit that's for the high rollers.
Yeah, those big spenders. Oh, Chimera left us. Later, Chimera.
Again?
You're still there. Yeah, he's staying gone this time.
Oh, he's got to work. Oh, that sucks.
So what's in this big Umbral one?
It's got one of each of the trading cards, including a holographic additional one, like the promotional art you saw before on the trading cards. That would be a new image, which is that one there in the picture. Plus, there's custom prints, signed copy of the book, and then there's a framed LED print.
Wow. Okay.
Henrik plush, a custom all over t-shirt. So instead of just like on the back, the image would be all over it.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot going on.
Yeah, this is my first campaign, so I tried to not too experienced, but I tried to throw as much into it as I could.
Is this your first book?
Yes.
It's all right. It's my first campaign too.
We got a couple of new fellas here. We're gonna have to help them learn the ropes.
Yeah, but it's your first campaign. Is that the first book, novel, short story? Like, have you been doing like fan fiction?
I've been writing for about 15 years. So I have a couple of self-published books on Amazon right now, and I'm working on the rewrites of the first novel I ever wrote. So I got a lot of that kind of stuff going on, but this will be the first dive into like comic books and graphic novels and stuff like that.
Important question from Soul here. He's saying, Eric, I checked a perk and I couldn't see any shipping on the checkout page. How's that handled?
How's the shipping in general handled?
Yeah, because he's saying that it's not charging. Let me go check.
Yeah.
I'll check too. Let me see
something.
Yeah, because if you ain't got no shipping on there, you're in deep trouble.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I checked that. Let me see.
Oh, hey, we have David Davis with us. Hello, sir. He says everyone's first time could be better.
Let's pick that one.
David Davis.
Okay, let's grab the physical copy. 20
Do I know that?
bucks.
Do I know that guy?
I don't know.
Oh no, there's no shipping.
Really?
Uh-oh.
That's got to be fixed.
You gotta go back and fix that.
I could have swore.
Yeah, I would do that immediately.
Yes. Yes.
Before anybody gets in there and gets free shipping on.
Yes.
Oh yeah. People come in there like, what is
you know
this?
how to deal with this, right?
Yeah.
Oh god damn it. I knew it was you, HP. I knew it.
I was trying to get in there quick enough. I couldn't do it. Damn.
Trying to sneak in there and get some save some money.
Free stuff.
Like, let me get
Because
in
it's
there.
only asking me
Going in.
because right now it's only asking me to like the total, and if I want to give the Indiegogo a tip, there's no shipping. I could just pay and not doing it.
Oh man.
Indiegogo's got some plan here.
Darkseid is like back now.
They're trying to fleece you.
Getting hit with all those shipping costs. That would be
I don't know if it's every one of them, but I tested the $20 one, so I could go back and test the other ones.
Yeah, I looked at that one too.
Let's try the 35 one.
Good catch, Soul. Good catch.
Yes, thank you,
Yep,
thank you,
thank you,
thank
Soul.
you. Cannot
Yes,
fix it if I didn't know. Thank you.
I think Soul deserves
so far-
something for that.
So far, I did 3. I checked 3 3 of the thing is there's no shipping.
It's
Damn.
not working on anything.
No.
Damn.
Does it just? Do I have to fix like every individual one, or will it just
Yes.
apply it? to all of
No,
them?
you have to fix every individual one. And right now, the best option I
Okay.
would give you would go duplicate tier, make the first one invisible right away. So then after
Right.
that, you can go in the other one, start adding your shipping at the bottom.
Okay.
All the way at the bottom, they go, is there shipping needed? You go, yes, and then it'll open the place for you to put your shipping.
Okay.
If you have any question, Eric, DM me. I'll help you out.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Everyone's learning a little bit of something today.
Yes. Yes. Sim's been around. He knows how this whole works.
It's been around the block a few times. Mhm.
Yeah, it ain't his first rodeo.
Dude, there was the Mortal World. Yeah, it's like I like it's a very cool couple there. They came on the show. They're like, yeah, we're launching the thing. I'm like, yeah, I've been waiting for that book. I go back in and I'm like, guys, there's no shipping. What? Oh, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay because you're gonna pay $25 shipping for me. And they're like, oh, I'm like, yes.
Wow,
Fix that now.
that must have drained all the hype.
Yeah, when I was
they got it fixed pretty quickly on the same day, so people understand when you go like, I fucked up. You obviously you're gonna have people are gonna go, hey, I'm gonna go. But most people will go.
I'm gonna start this campaign, get tons of fucking money.
just the other day I sent some stuff to Russ over in like the UK, and it cost me like $30-some just to send it.
So it's like Robert Rodriguez never paid shipping for Blood Hunt. Fuck you. No, he didn't.
That's why I don't send stuff to Russ. I don't send stuff to Russ. I'm like, I'm sure I'll come to the UK or something. No, I think Randy mailed some stuff to Russ, a couple of issues of the Revolt book that we did, and actually rather than he did, and pretty penny. I've shipped my personal books that I've made to the UK before. It was pretty cheap, but it was like $20. So for rich people like me, that's cheap, But I can understand how the poor can't afford it.
Let's throw away money around here.
Yes. I seen no, I'm not rich, but I like this book, man. The art is fascinating. I'm gonna have to, once he gets that shipping fixed, I'm gonna go over there and back it. I should have did it before you got the shipping fixed, but now I'm a team player.
More into the team aspect.
Varian will do you a favor here.
Yeah. Not to mention that, if I would have known, I would have bought 5 of them, flipped them.
Local shipping, yeah, but local shipping ain't as bad as having a few international. Yeah, it doesn't hurt as much to $5-10 compared to $25-30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to ask that. You guys are you guys both like the US?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, then that ain't so bad then. Because
What
that probably at least then with all the you'll be shipping to US, it'll be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it's the international ones.
Yeah,
That's why
the international ones is what kick your ass.
that's why we're so nice. We know. That's not normal. $20 no shipping. That's like the shipping gonna cost $25. The fuck.
Well, I've seen people do free shipping now, but it's normally because the price is wrapped in the book.
There's also on Kickstarter, people are not doing shipping because they do the backer kit, so you get charged a second time when the campaign closes. I hate fucking Kickstarter.
Yeah, that the backer kit thing annoys me.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff about it.
I did not know that.
So you'll get an email. If you want your shit, please come here. Do you want to buy more shit? You want to buy more shit? You go, no. Well, now pay for this and the shipping. You're like, oh, motherfucker.
Because I'm not on my show, so I can say this. Because Kickstarter is the home of grifters.
Oh wait, I gotta take a phone. I gotta take a phone call. I'll be right back. Gonna mute myself.
Oh,
The
alrighty.
percentage
I'm
of
just gonna mute myself.
the
No worries.
percentage of unfulfilled campaigns on Kickstarter is really bad.
It's the way some creators, I'm not calling the names, but some creators go out there and put money in their own campaigns.
Yeah.
$2,000-$3,000 just so they look like they made it. Just so they can say, hey, look at me. I funded in this amount of time. Wee.
Yep.
And they're lying their asses off.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do that on Indiegogo because they got to put money in the first place. However, I have seen people do it on Indiegogo as well. Put their own money.
Do you know what they do?
Campaign.
Indiegogo refund you at the end, though.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I tested it out. I want to see what was going to happen, so I put $7 into the war campaign to see what was going to. Just to test it out, see what would happen. And boy, oh boy, they spanked my hand. It was only $7. I was like, oh, I'll just do the $7 just to help you out there, And they sent that back to me and said, you can't do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that tried that a long time ago.
Yeah, see, I had to be shown. I don't believe anything until you show me. And I was like, oh, okay. This is gospel now.
Mike says Kickstarter refunds you as well.
Oh.
Yeah, but see, they don't take it out. Like, the thing is, no one ever sees. Like, no one will know I did that unless I mentioned it here. So a lot of these people, they get, sometimes that dollar amount will say they made, $50 million on their campaign. They didn't. They only made, 1,000. 50 million. No one's ever made 50 million on a comic book.
Because I remember a long time ago, somebody was like, I tried to put like $200 on my campaign, so just to make sure I would fund at the end. It didn't work. I'm like,
Wait, it did work or it didn't work?
It didn't.
I didn't think it would. I don't know. It just feels kind of disingenuous when you're.
Yeah, I know.
Funding the money into yourself. It's like.
And you know what's the worst thing? If people go on your account and they see the project you funded, they see you backed yourself. It shows there.
Yeah, that just feels weird to me. Then again, I'm also the same kind of guy that also is iffy when I need to retweet my own post on Twitter. I hate
the retweet thing. I got over because it used to be a thing. I retweeted because right now you have to think that you're working in three to four different time zones.
3 or 4 different times. Yeah, I know. That's the kind of theming I got going on right now. Because people be like, "Oh, why do you retweet your own stuff?" I'm like, "Well, how else are people gonna fucking see it?"
Yes, that's why I always told people, it's like you try to retweet your tweet at least like 6 hours in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that you cover the time zones,
Yeah, because it's just like, what the hell else? How the hell else do you expect your stuff to get out there?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's not like getting out there on the first hour.
And it's not like social media are going out of their way to make sure that everybody that follows you sees your shit.
Oh
right?
no, it's awful. It's awful. Like the worst I've had for visibility has been Facebook. Facebook is just
Facebook's
awful.
a bitch.
Yeah,
please.
Facebook is awful for.
Would you like to pay for make sure that the people that follow you see your shit? You're like, isn't that the point of following me, you cunt?
To be honest, I get like surprised on Facebook if any of my posts get like more than 5 likes.
Yeah.
Like on Twitter, it's a lot easier to reach with people. Instagram is more like for if you're actually the artist of your book. You can still do Instagram, but Instagram is very based off of like, frequency. And, if you're a writer on your book, you're not going to be getting art every single day.
I do have to admit that when I opened up my Instagram not too long ago, it builds up pretty quickly compared to any other social media with minimum effort in a way. You just have to share art.
I mean, me with Instagram, when I first started like my Tom Minardi page on there, I was averaging like maybe 20 something likes per post. But I stopped posting for like 2 months because, it was kind of a hassle for me. And when I came back to it, I could barely hit like 10.
Ashley Blake is saying to Eric, she says, "I am so excited to see this come alive."
Thank you.
And then Steven saying that he has read some of Eric's work before, and these stories will be amazing.
Sweet.
Thank you.
You're getting a lot of praise in the chat here, Eric.
Good news.
Yeah. They are hyping you up in the chat.
Okay, so saying that's because Sim is posting shirtless photo on his Insta. I'm like, no, but thanks for the consideration. Huh.
Yeah.
I'll take more pics of me working shirtless. Maybe that will boost me up to 3,000 followers on Instagram.
I need to.
It's just always an iffy thing when it comes to those sites, because it's like I do like this kind of I keep like my personal life off of social media a lot. All I just do is mostly just post my projects and that's it.
Yep.
But I've kind of just become dependent on just saying, you know what? Even if you're not hitting like 50 something likes or things for every post, it doesn't really matter, because there's plenty of people who have like accounts that barely get like much attention, and they were able to like release and get their books funded just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not. I mean, Twitter and social media isn't always the pinnacle or representation of where your audience is, or because like I said, I've seen plenty of people with like great work and they have like a minimal social media presence.
But that's what I was telling one of my friends that was being a bit too much too obsessive about the likes on his stuff, and I'm like, dude, don't bother with the likes. There's so many, like more than 50% of the people on Twitter don't even like they'll look at your image, but they won't press like.
Oh yeah,
some of them will even retweet without liking it.
Oh yeah, I've had that plenty of times too. I've had like people that would approach me saying they keep track of my stuff. They just don't like or they don't repost. I'm just like, yeah. Makes sense. I see plenty of stuff I'm not liking or retweeting all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It all checks out. And also when
sometimes you even reply to one and you forgot to like it.
Yeah, I mean, when your friend's saying that they're going through that they were going through the likes phase that they were concerned about, I'm just thinking, yeah, a lot of comic creators, when you start, you go through that phase. You go through that phase of just like, you gotta get more likes on your stuff. You gotta get more visibility with like your stuff that gets out there. I'm just like, well, I mean, let's be real. To play the system on Twitter, it's depending on what you do, it's kind of fucking easy. It's like I'm not trying to put down anyone out there, but like I said, that's half the reason that Olivia's in this comic, because if I put up a post with Olivia, that instantly gets reach with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for obvious freaking reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why Babe sells. I don't know.
The suspiciously wealthy furries.
No, it's just it just falls into the mantra of sex.
No, that's not furry at that point. That's scaly, or
Well, I'm sorry, Sam. I was not getting the correct category. I apologize.
You should know. It's your thing, right? Bestiary and shit.
It's not my thing.
Like, I don't care. Furries have given me money on my projects.
Exactly.
So my plan then is to make an Instagram and just post pictures of Sim and Canales shirtless to bring in all that sexy appeal.
Would it need to be an OnlyFans then?
There's we're just shirtless. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just using their sex appeal to redirect people to the show.
We're also hairy.
Yeah, I'm like, look at that. Their majestic fur covers the nipples. I'm safe. Hey, Tompa's here. Hey, Tompa, he says retweet is fine, but you can also have scheduled ones go out moderately easy through TweetDeck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, some of my friends do that.
Yeah, Tompa is the top Twitter promoter of comics. He is always pimping books out on there.
I use our TweetDeck. I've got because I got Indie Volt and Liberty and Last Call, so it works, and my personal Twitter, so it works for me being able to open up and see all of my accounts. And sometimes I can retweet things from other accounts if it helps. It really makes it a lot easier.
I probably should look into that then, because I really run like 3 accounts. I run my main account, the Byte Twitter, and my Tom Minority Twitter page. But
I feel like that must save a lot of time, the TweetDeck, instead of having to sit there and write all the tweets out one by one on each account.
For me, it does. I mean, And it even lets you set up automatic tweets. So for like Indie Vote, I have like every couple hours we send out a tweet. Hey, if you downloaded our radio app yet on Google Play, I don't have to type that in every couple hours. It does it for me. So that's real cool.
That's awesome.
I do believe it is fixed. Shipping is now on all the perks. Thanks you
It's
again
fixed.
for finding it.
Sim, good check.
Thank you.
Thanks, Soul. And yeah, good thing that we're fixed it.
Sim,
Now go back it.
still saying to Sim, like Micah has his sleeveless comics. Shirtless comics would be a fitting label for you.
Yeah, he's just half cocking it. Sleeveless is we're going shirtless.
3 nights,
More
4
manly.
days, it's saying could be cool to have a Dark Soul like Comicsgate label thingy. Oh, hey, there's Red Syrup. He says when you click like, other people see that kind of like a retweet. Some people don't want to promote something for their own reasons.
Yep.
Well, I've had encounters with people who say that they won't retweet anything because they don't want like stuff to draw from their material, which makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it does, but it also goes against what you're doing. You're asking people to help promote you, and you refuse to promote other creators that you might believe because you just want the emphasis on you. You do need to work through that one.
That's kind of always a hard thing because I mean, this is like I said, this is just me personally as a writer. We're always in kind of a harder game in social media when it comes to artists because we can't just produce sketches every day to show material.
But me, that's why I created a second account called Red Label Comics, where it's just where I promote everything.
And that's a good idea.
I retweet more stuff there, indie stuff, and my personal one, I still retweet other campaigns, but it's more focused.
Oh yeah, on my Tom Minari page, I still on all my accounts I'll retweet something if I think it's like really cool. Just like gotta give some like notice to other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I got some insane following, but I still like to help people out. Just
Yeah.
I gotta give some like
But
notice to other people.
my way of thinking it is,
Still like to help people out.
my way of seeing it is, dude.
Gotta give some like
But my
other people.
my way of thinking it is, somebody has the video on.
Yeah, somebody's.
Gotta give some like
But my
other people.
way of who has the video playing in the background?
Yeah, where's the video coming from?
That's not me.
It was Eric.
Yeah, I just muted him. I would mute him.
You have to mute that video if you have the YouTube in the background.
Okay.
Otherwise, it backfires on us.
Okay, I don't hear it no more.
I don't hear it either.
But like I was gonna say, it's one of the things that I like to remind people when they talk about it. It's you're shooting yourself in the foot. Also, if you don't do that, if you only think about promoting yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot because we're in the indie business here, right?
Right.
People need more than just your book to keep funding, if that makes sense. The reason why the comic book industry is an industry is because there's different selection, there's different books. People, the readers, they need more than just your book. Otherwise, they won't be looking as much in indie comics. They'll just go back to mainstream. And that's how you need to build them, because you need to have, like, my readers might want to have Bite. They might want to have Kingsblade. They want my book, but they like other stuff too. They might like Tales from the Classroom. They need books for their kids too.
Right.
Like if we don't do that, we're not building an industry. We're just trying to grift.
It's just mostly you also have to be willing to reach out to other people and communicate with people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, personally with me, I don't like scrolling through my Twitter feed that much. I just mostly look. What I mostly do is that there's a few people that I follow and that I'm friends with that if I want to find out new information, I just go directly to their pages and just go through what they got, because typically they'll have something on there that will be something I haven't seen before or I haven't really gotten used to. Because Twitter just likes to show you the worst of the worst on your feed. So you gotta scroll through a bunch of bullshit before you can actually get through to something you actually like. And that just always annoys me.
And another thing I'd like to add is a lot of people don't know this, but every year, twice a year, Marvel and DC would meet to discuss the industry and how they would approach it and how they would sell it. Like, you might be a competition, but you do have to treat the business, the industry as a whole.
Right.
You're all at it. So they had to go in going, oh, we're doing this. Okay, we'll be doing that. So they timed it. So, you know, if you remember, they didn't have their big crossover at the same time. When they had those big crossover throughout all the titles, they were timed out between DC and Marvel. They all meet up, like every business industry. They meet up once a year and discuss the business, how they can make it thrive and grow more.
I think a lot of people are like kind of worried about those type of summits now, just because it's you got somebody in there who might try to control how you release things. It would be nice to have some type of structure. You know, hey man, your book is awfully close to mine, and story, or you know, maybe we could put a couple months between them. But then you gotta, I mean, it's like herding cats to getting this all on one show together. Could you imagine trying to to get us all? I mean, I think it's a great idea, but too, also though, social media has made that a lot easier for us.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like if you're doing a certain book, you should always try to seek out other people who are doing like the same type of book you are, in order to build like a friendly repertoire between people. There are some I've encountered who get like really competitive in a way if they find out you're doing a similar book.
Yep.
And they're just trying to like size you up the entire time while you're just trying to be friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, dude, can you just calm down? Because at the end of the day, the reader seeing this isn't going to think that, oh, this is better than the other one. They're going to think like, holy shit, I got two of them.
Yep.
All right. Now, David Feet says, Chris, you ordered me a special uncensored version of the Sexy Bestiary Volume.
Yeah.
I did no such thing, Feed. You
Yeah,
quit
you should.
spreading those lies.
You showed me the DM.
I don't know why that exists.
Because Chris asked for it.
I did not.
Are you
And
sure?
Meredith says he doesn't want to see shirtless men. Oh, what? What, Meredith? You got something against Sim? What, you don't like his chest? How dare?
It's probably too
how
hairy
dare
for him.
you? And he says, where's Reenie?
He's a rupee, and I probably have too much hair on my chest.
he's like Feed. He shapes it all. Mr. David Davis says, I don't nearly retweet my updates enough. I think I post a tweet per update. I just worry about annoying people.
Yeah, because I know him, David Davis. He does a webcomic called Cosmic Dash.
Oh, okay.
Long form webcomic. Been going on for a while. And he does not get like the level of attention I think he should for all the work he does on his thing. And it's mostly just because I understand the fact of like annoying people when it comes, or thinking you're annoying people because you're posting the same thing like every single day, and or you're posting it same time during the day. You should think about it as a way of there's people who haven't seen this post yet,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just, oh, there's someone who's probably seen this like 3 times already. And even if they've seen it 3 times, hey, they still saw it.
Dude, there's people I follow, they're friends that I've had for years. They tweet shit, I don't see it.
Yeah,
exactly. I've got plenty of people who would say when I put up an update, they don't always see it.
Yeah. Plus, I know when as far as Indiegogo campaigns are concerned, I always like seeing updates, like in the little update tab, because that lets me know that you care about your backers and you're keeping on it. You know, you're keeping on this book and you're not forgetting about it or anything like that. Like if I don't see an update after so long, I start being like, oh, what's going on? Is this going to get made? Am I going to get it?
Yeah.
It kind of shows that the person doesn't really, care in a way.
Well, you don't want to leave people high and dry. That's why, I mean, even on all my projects, I'll still give updates to people if I'm like writing that night or not. I used to just like only give updates when I had new art to post, but then I thought, you know what, I still need to keep people informed. So I just started doing updates where I'll say if like, okay, I'm working on the script tonight, or I'm not working on the script tonight, things like that.
Tompa says he schedules a base set of promos for a week and just adds a few more in the mix as new ones pop up, or he gets a DM telling him about stuff. See, I don't even bother, Tompa. I'm not gonna lie. If I see a new campaign, I don't even bother to DM you because I know you've probably already seen it. I'm like, well, I'll probably just scroll a little bit down in my timeline and I'll see a promo from Tompa for this book. And usually that's exactly what happens. He's always on it. Let's see. Mike Jimmy says he retweets every campaign he sees come by, pretty much. Let's see. Soul says he doesn't see the shipping yet, but it probably just takes Indiegogo a bit of time to refresh it. From the King's Blade, so hopefully it's caught up.
I was clicking on a couple of them and it showed the shipping section.
Let me go check.
Okay. Well, that was a little bit ago, so maybe it's caught up now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am looking at the YouTube feed here, and I see one comment here that I do want to address because I see from Mike Jimmy Lorda about Webtoons is a hellhole to get noticed. Oh yeah, Webtoons is really most of the webcomic platforms, Webtoons, Tapas, it's really hard to get noticed on there for your stuff to get seen. You do have to be actively promoting. I do not trust it on just you posting yourself in order to get your material out on there. It's like you just think of it as like a place you're hosting your stuff, but you still have to do all the heavy lifting of advertising unless you are falling into like their very, very, very specific niche that they choose to advertise. Because if you're, because it's no joke or it's like no unknown fact that Webtoons and Tapas, they're mostly for if you're making comics that are about like LGBT plus and like, guy on guy love. If you're making things like that on there, you're gonna get noticed really quick and you're gonna blow up really quick. But if you're not, it's gonna be kind of like a struggle for you on there. Because I post Tom and Artie like on Tapas and Webtoons. And I don't as actively promote on there as I do. Like the last time I got a big ounce of promotion on Tom and Artie on Tapas was because I actually got featured on a what was it, it was like a Black History Month thing they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that entire month I shot up by like several subscribers on there. But like I said, that was just a lucky break that I managed to get. It's not like that for everyone else, especially since I know that there's people who just flat out don't like doing who don't like reading digitally. Like me, I'm fine with I'm fine reading digitally because I'm always at work. So my phone is like the main way I'm reading comics. But I understand with other people they don't like that.
I can't do digital.
I need to cut in for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
You went back and you cloned the perks?
Yeah, I duplicated it. I have it popped up if I click the share.
Did you put the first one invisible and the second one visible? Because right now when I check them, I see the shipping thing, but I can it's not active. Like, did you put the amount of shipping?
Yeah.
Because it's not showing. Because right now I went over 3 of those perks. Like the shipping shows, but I cannot put Canada, US, or anything, and there's no price. Did you refresh? Did you refresh the campaign?
All right, so let me share my screen quick.
Or we could do that. We could do that after, so you don't.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we should do that one.
So you don't dox all your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
We'll go through it after.
Excellent.
Mr. P says we're like a family, like Vin Diesel. That's right. We're all a big family.
Vin Diesel with his deep ass voice.
One of these days, I need to do a Webtoon special for the show. We could have Robert on and Eric Hodson and some other folks, and we can learn all about like Webtoons.
Webtoons isn't it's not that complicated, in all honesty. It's just that, the thing is, when it comes to like Tapas and webtoons, it's just that there's a very specific niche. Like, you can upload whatever you want on there. Like, I've been doing Tom and Hardy as a web comic for a few years now. But I always tell people this when it comes to web comics, is that when you're coming in there, don't expect like instant recognition. It's going to be like a lot more grinding to get to get your stuff, to get like an audience on there. Because, a lot of people just think that they start uploading their comic and then, like, by the end of the first chapter, they're going to have like a huge following, which happens, but it's rare. It's really, really, really rare. You have to do like a lot of grinding, a lot of work to get it out there. Because I always say it's about like not just webcomics, but comics as in general. It's just that, yeah, they tell you all the success stories, but they don't really tell you all the people that probably didn't make it or that are still grinding to this day. There's people I know that are probably like on their fifth book right now, and they still don't get a bunch of notice. You're coming into this community, and I know you're coming in because you see all the greats who did all their work and they got all their stuff, but you still got to keep in the realistic aspect that you're probably not going to become the A-list talent. You're not going to become the next big thing. You're most likely going to be in the mid-tier. There's nothing wrong with being in the mid-tier, but you're probably going to make like 6 or 7 books before you finally have your break.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a high likelihood that your book, that the one thing from you that gets popular is probably going to be the one thing you gave the least shit about.
Yeah.
Thompson says people have a good amount of money. Having a horror book next to each other leads prime guys to see more stuff they like. So saying to Marinus, hey, I'm totally straight, guys. I'm a little sus on Marinus. Yeah, I think if I made that Morning Rose Instagram and put up some Canales shirtless pics, he'd probably be the first one to follow. Let's see.
Oh yes, shirtless, just like the doctor ordered.
And so say, speaking of Renee or Irene, we got Fiendish. Yeah, that's right. Fiendish is a good looking book. Looking forward to that one. And she's already sent some books out.
Let me look at that.
Tom says he promos a campaign 3 to 4 times a day on Twitter. He gets interactions every time. New collection of images has the best impact, but the views stay up. I do try to mix it up, but repetition is fine too.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Tompa knows how to work the promos on Twitter. He's got a ton of followers and gets all kinds of likes and stuff. He knows how to do it.
I do need to rework some stuff on like how I advertise, especially with the tags.
I see here that Tom asks if I'm the writer or the artist. I am the writer.
And now they got their answer.
Guys, my wife just brought me lunch, so I'm gonna need to go because if I don't eat, she'll punish me.
What'd you get, Barry?
You can notice in the tone of his voice that he got threatened.
Yeah, no, you know what? We were in New York all weekend, and we had. First of all, I've never had Colombian food. Now that I have, I'm a fan. There's this restaurant in Brooklyn, I believe it's called the Colombian. Nothing on that menu was bad. Like I feel fatter. However, one thing I didn't get was pizza. I didn't get pizza and I was in New York. What the hell?
You were in New York and you didn't get pizza. Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Don't talk about pizza.
It's probably good that he didn't, because once he has New York pizza and everything else is gonna feel subpar.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I gotta go back in a month or so. So I'll get it then. I've been to New York 3 times, but this being the third, but this time it was kind of a quick trip. So, we were in and out the city, but yeah, so I said last night, I'm like, well, we're on the road for 12 hours. I'm like, I'm hungry. Let's order something to eat. And we ordered it while we were on the road. We thought we were slick. Oh, by the time we get home, they'll be pulling up with it. Well, they canceled the order and we didn't know. So imagine us sitting till like 11 o'clock. Like, where's that food at? Call the restaurant. Oh, yeah, we canceled that order. Sorry.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's time to eat lunch. Yeah, it's been great to be here. Thanks for giving me a home for the morning to sit back and listen. I'm glad that Eric got that fixed. I'm gonna see if I can go over there and exploit it a little bit more.
I gotta look into it. But thank you.
You guys have a great, well, I guess afternoon now, and
Yeah.
I'll talk to you all later.
Later.
Yep.
All right,
Later.
good.
And as he leaves, people, don't forget to sub, like, and share.
Oh, that's right. That's right. By the way,
Yeah.
Tompa, Mr. Tompa, do you know about Bite? Because I'm sure you know about King's Blade since we were talking about it, but I don't know if you was here when we was going over Bite. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you've probably already promoted it on Twitter. Let's see, Soul's saying to me, yeah, I wouldn't expect flintlock horses and Russian sniper bears to make out the first campaign for Looking Bear. I'm not making a flintlock horses and Russian sniper bears. I never said I would. Oh Lord.
That does sound like the greatest book ever.
Yeah, Tom says mailing list only. That's yeah, it's only on the mailing list right now. All right, let me see. What was I else going to do?
Yeah, I gotta launch the campaign soon.
Yeah, well, when you do launch it, you can come back on.
Yeah, no, it's just like I know right now. I haven't really been pushing it as much because I know that the real attention is just gonna come when the campaign is actually live.
It depends, because if you actually promote your mailing list and you offer either a discount or an extra, like, trading card or a print or something, people get on it, and it's the best way of trying to get them to respond when you send when you're live. They get an email.
Yeah, the secret perk.
Yeah,
You create a secret perk just for them. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's one of the things I do. That's one of the things I do for my returning backers. They always get a secret perk or two.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about. What I wanted to do as as a special perk, because we did that and we didn't have a special perk in mind. Like, because my editor was saying like a discount, and
yeah, some people just give them 5% discount. Some people just offer like an extra trading card, maybe a print.
Yeah, a lot of people do like a trading card, something small. But it's still something like a little exclusive incentive.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. But we couldn't think of anything at the time. And we were still trying to think of something. Because right now we have like 45 people signed up.
So his mailing list is gold. That's right.
Now, one of the things I like to do is there's trading cards, but what I like is those mini prints. You do the 6x9 prints that fit in with the comic and the bag and board, and a lot of people are liking them. You put them on cardstock, not a cheap little poster, but on cardstock. And people love them.
Oh yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
And it doesn't cost you that much to print, and doesn't cost you more to ship. It fits in the bag and board and behind it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, I'll be keeping that idea in mind.
So you just make sure you keep it exclusive to the campaign. I mean, that's one of the things I do. Like every stuff that I unlock, they're exclusive to that campaign. So like Tales from the Nightverse closed. When I do a second chance campaign, all the previous perks, they won't be available for free. It's done.
Now, I do have a question for Robert and Eric.
Yep.
Do you guys have drawn-in tiers for your books?
Do we what?
Do you have drawn-in tiers?
Be in the book tiers.
Yeah, where people can be drawn into the book as like a minor character or something like that.
It's a very popular tier.
Oh, well, the thing that happened for me was that before I did the campaign was that I did a custom cover. We got like a custom cover done with some of the people who were helping back the book at the time of like a little alt universe thing that featured other people's shark characters. And I did that more as like more material for the book, and it was friends of mine that helped fund it. I should have put it as a tier, but I didn't do it. I was saving that for like the next. That was back when I was doing this. I was considering we were just doing this as a free thing. I was going to release it for free, but now maybe we might do that again. as a second one. I just think of how to cover my ass on it with when we do that.
Because having that like a drawn in tier where you can be like a bad guy who gets like his head bit off or ripped in half by a shark person, that would be probably pretty badass.
Yeah, that's a good incentive for people I know.
What about you, Mr. Eric? Have you thought about that? Like a drawn in tier?
I did when I was going to do the book as a whole, but part 1 doesn't have a whole lot of minor villains or anything like that in there that would allow me access to that. So that was
But
going to be
Eric, keep in mind that you don't have to give them a character. Like depending on the price set that you do, right? You could ask for like $50 and you have a cameo, which could be a guy that's locked into prison with him. Right?
Right.
It's just a cameo, it's like a background guy. And then, if you have an opening for like be one of those little villains there, you charge more for that one because it's an actual character with lines.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how people like them too. Like they like to be able to, like, $50 there, I can just be in there and you put my face. Yeah, okay, good. 150 be in the book. Some people even charge $250. Me, when I did Bloodhound, I charged $400, I think it was. Right. But the thing is, you were not just getting in the book. You were a werewolf in the book, and there was only 2 available, and you were in the epic fight with Vincent. So you had dialogues. You were the big freaking fight with the main guy, and you get original art too. So
right.
That's not a bad idea.
Look at that. There's Bristolian Dave with us. All right, me babbers.
And also promise them to die in a gruesome way. And let's just say Chris dies in one of the best ways ever. Like he's fighting Vincent, right? Vincent just breaks into blood particles, right? Chokes the werewolf, like goes down his throat. You see the eyes appear, and he reforms inside and breaks him to pieces. That's how Chris dies. So I think I delivered.
Delivered exactly what he felt would be a proper death.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And killing me is you gotta do something special to impress me nowadays. I've been killed in books so many times.
You lost count.
Yeah, Sean Bean around these parts.
So it's like Winston is more of a cat person. No, he's a dog guy.
He has a little compilation of how many times he's died in comics.
What is it now? 25 times? I think.
Weren't you at 26 or something?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's write you into this comic so you get ripped in half.
Yeah, I'm getting killed in a variety of ways now. Let's see. Oh, I got a message.
He's the new Sean Bean of comics.
I got a message sent from Mike Murphy. He was showing me in the Western.
The what?
The Western book Mike Murphy's doing. What's it called again? Oh my gosh, I'm brain farting.
Yeah, something Deep Well.
Deep Well. Yeah. He showed me my character in Deep Well. I'm like a stagecoach driver and stuff. It's awesome. But yeah, look at me.
You're a stagecoach driver.
And I'm a bad man
in your lives.
Well, I'm sure I will die in an epic manner.
But no, he dies in Tales from an Adverse too. He's on his way to the Morning Rose riding a hover bike, and he's gonna be late like usual, and he's gonna hashtag blame Sim. Then he gets kicked off that bike.
He just gets kicked off the bike
and falls to his death. Yeah.
I've been picked up by a giant and been popped.
Like a banana?
Yeah. Just boop, and you see my head flying in the air. I've had all kinds of different ways of dying.
Jeez, you are the Sean Penn of being killed in books.
Yeah, in SOS, you get killed by getting thrown in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had a lot of different ways of beating my end.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite tiers to die in.
Yeah, I like to go and show Mom, and she gets a kick out of seeing me in the little books and stuff.
And sometimes it can get him banned from being in a book ever again.
Shut up, Sim. We don't talk about
Like
Tom,
there was a book he was in. He showed it. She goes, "That doesn't look like you didn't get the nose right." So he told that to the guy, and yeah, the guy says, "You're never gonna be in more of my book again."
Tom was saying Twitter thinks he's been naughty, so no promo post today. But he's going to look up a bite cover or annoy Robert for one and add it to his rounds.
Is it on like my social media, like a cover art? I guess I'll just do a post of like all the covers that have been done so far.
And then Tompa says, for Kingsblade, please consider to bringing the art forth, adding a featured tier with physical, add page number clearly in the beginning. The art is lovely, but it is way too low. All good suggestions.
What do we mean too low?
He's saying like when you go to the Kingsblade Indiegogo,
Yeah.
you have to. He's saying like you have to scroll down
Yeah, the
too
art.
far to see it. He wants to see it higher up. Yeah, he wants it more prominent in the page.
Usually in campaigns, you try to put the your best art first, then give the description. Because one of the things is in crowdfunding, a lot of people don't even look at the videos. They're just gonna scroll to see if they see some pages. No, it looks good, so that's gonna make them interested into actually checking your campaign. Other than that,
I was gonna skip the whole like creating a video trailer campaign a video trailer.
But you still do it because there's some people that really like them, right? And it sells.
Right.
But don't put a lot of money on it because it's like a 50-50 thing. I rarely check the videos.
Yeah, like for me, I usually don't look at videos. I just scroll to the beginning there, and I look for the elevator pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I look for a page count.
Yep.
The really basic, very important information, and it needs to be like right there in the beginning.
It's how much? How many page? How big? Can I see the art? Looks interesting.
Yeah. And then after
the time before, where someone was trying, like a guy, and he was trying to talk me into like making and getting an animated trailer made for Byte. And I was just that felt like I was like, it doesn't really feel worth it to me to drop like almost a good 700, 800 on that.
Yeah, that's
for
gonna
something
be
that's
pricey.
Yeah, exactly. And for something that's just like most people are not even gonna watch.
And that's cheap for animation, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
It was
usually it's in the few thousand, like it's 1,000, 2,000 for like.
I recently did do an animatic with like an artist with an animator on another project, and it cost me almost $2,000 just for the.
And the featured tier is always a good idea that Tompa was saying as well. Yep. That's always a good idea.
Your biggest bang for the buck that you think that like, oh, okay, this is the best deal that you can get. You put that as a featured tier. Doesn't have to be the cheapest or the more expensive, just the one that's more bang for your buck. Like.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else? Oh, Dave says, "Where's the links? What are we looking at?" Well, we're all right. Hold on. Let me.
And by the way, Chris, I'd just like to remind you, we're past the 2 hour there.
Well, let me show Dave what we're looking at here. We're looking at Kingsblade.
Yeah, just remember, we need to go through. We need to go over it in the back room to make sure that all the shipping is. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here's the Kingsblade. I'm going to ask you to hold off on back.
Yeah, just for a minute, because there's a problem with the shipping.
You gotta fix the shipping. You gotta fix that.
Yeah, so be sure to back it, but back it later.
I'll fix it today. I will get it fixed today.
Because it does look pretty cool. That's cool.
It'll probably be fixed in the next few minutes as soon as we close this, because he says that he went in and did it, but it's not showing, so it's probably just a little something.
And then the other project we was looking at is Byte, number 0. It's got a mailing list up. If you like your sharks.
If you like your sharks and you like your guns.
Yeah. If you like explosions. The Jaws. You get this. All right, let me check here. What else people are saying? David Davis says stickers can be pretty affordable perks for campaigns. Always be on the lookout for printers doing promotions. That's good advice. Good advice.
Always good advice.
Tompa says on mobile you get 2 scrolls down. You sell it there if some is just browsing. Art sells, use that.
Yep.
Dave really likes the art. He says it looks fantastic. He's asking Sim where's his book.
Going to the printer.
All right. Okay, everybody. So we're gonna start. We're gonna wrap this up because we gotta get this king plate sorted out here. Alrighty. So yeah. So thanks everybody in the chat for tuning in, and thanks to our guests for joining us. Certainly appreciate it. I always love to meet new folks, and you guys certainly seem like really nice fellas.
Hey, thanks.
And Sim, thanks for showing up late, like
Pleasure.
usual.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Alrighty, so we'll see you guys all again on the next one. Laters.